He was approximately in the 8th grade. We were filming, we were videoing the activity at Pondview. The East Providence Coalition, the sponsor of this event tonight, worked diligently to monitor the activities there. As far as this city is concerned, they have the right and a license to process 150 tons of debris per day. In the opinion of the East Providence Coalition, they have never, ever complied with that limit. We have asked for inspections, we have asked for regulation from the state. It's not for lack of effort on the part of the city, and it's not for lack of effort on the part of the residents. Let's not blame them.
$6.1 million in debt, there's $1 million right there. So I think that, you know, there's more than what they tell you. They make it as hard, and this is what I've learned from the beginning when I first started running this campaign. They couldn't make it harder for you to get the information about what goes on in the city. The budget is this big, all different fonts. You can't call people, you don't know where they work, they don't return your emails. They do it on purpose, and I think that, you know, somebody needs to pull back the curtain and figure out what's going on back there. I'm not too familiar with the wording on that. Like I said, I'm not a financial advisor by any means. My opponent has much more experience with that. But I have surrounded myself with financial experts, bankers, lawyers, and a lot of people a team of people that are going to work together, and that has been my MO from the beginning, that it should never just be one face. It should be a group of people working together to solve the problems together. So I'm going to say that I'm not 100% familiar on that topic.
We want to limit the taxes, whether you include it or don't include it. We want to limit the burden on everyone, one way or another. The problem is, in the short run, we need $5 million, and there's nowhere in the world, other place to get it, unfortunately.
Now he's crazy about the whole bankruptcy issue, but when he was acting city manager, something that you won't find on his flyer, nor will you find the fact that he was ever solicitor, those were the recommendations he made. The taxes that East Providence is assessed, feeling your pain, we will not raise one dime more from the property tax this year for the people of East Providence. On the car tax, we will not raise one dime more. It's staying at the same rate, $37.10, and the exemption was cut by Billy's friends in the General Assembly, who took away $5 million of reimbursement for the car tax exemption. The General Assembly also took away $2.4 million on the property tax end. All we did is increase taxes exactly to the cap, 3.5%, no more, not a penny more. If the General Assembly and Billy's friends in the General Assembly didn't take away millions and millions and millions of dollars to balance the state budget, we would have had a 0% increase in the property tax, and the exemption would not have gone down from $6,000. Nobody would have been paying more in our cars. So we fight to do the best we can in the city of East Providence, and goodness knows, the tax cap I propose, we can now put it in the charter. I'm for it. Your taxes will never go up more than 3.5%, but it depends upon who you put on the council. There are exemptions there. I will pledge tonight there will never be a supplemental tax like Billy recommended, and I will never go above the 3.5%. And I have a track record year after year after year. Taxpayers have paid enough. We go after the big labor unions, and when they say no, we fight. And that's the big issue of our time, what to do when they say no.
The information I just shared with you, that you're going to be paying 13.7% more in taxes and annual fees this year, didn't come from me. It came from the city administration. At the public hearing on the budget, when the council was told that, Joe looked at him and said, "That's a big hit." You were right, Joe, it's a big hit. When I was acting city manager, I did not propose a supplemental tax. It was discussed and I recommended against it. When I was acting city manager, I negotiated contracts that saved $1.1 million in that year. We increased co-pays in health insurance, we raised contributions to pensions, and when I was city solicitor, I assisted in negotiating the first collective bargaining co-pays in the history of the city of East Providence. If I don't do better than 13.7% increases in taxes and annual fees, I won't run for office again. The 3.5% increase that Joe is talking about, once again, is on the tax rate. I think we can do better. My opponent has been on the council for 14 years. 8 of them as mayor, which means he's had majority control of the council during that time period. The truth is, his approach and policies are the primary reasons why our city is on the precipice of bankruptcy and failure.
Those of you who can interpret lawyers speak just heard Billy Connolly not commit to you to not go above the 3.5% tax cap. That's how lawyers do it. I will commit to you not to do that. Now let me talk about his plan, his deficit reduction plan in 2004 and what happened. That year, after he turned over the reins to Fazioli, we had the biggest increase in East Providence history, 7%. And the contract and the way everything got resolved was the worst contract in East Providence history, where the teachers entered into a 3-year contract with 0 copay, $5,100 buybacks, and a 5% increase in year 3 that cost us $5 million, that put us in the hole we're in, and it saved us $1 million in year 1. That's the type of negotiating and bargaining we don't need. We need a cap of 3.5%. Somebody doesn't fudge all around and claim it's 13.7 when it's not, and doesn't point out that the state took away all of our money and we raised taxes the minimum amount we possibly can. 3.5%, that's what the taxpayers expect and deserve. They can't pay more. The answer to my question should have been yes.